Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I want to make a GTA San Andreas lore video, and what actually encouraged me to make this video was I actually recently completed San Andreas, which I really liked. I completed it so many years ago when I was a teenager, and revisiting it so many years later, playing it on my channel, was a lot of fun. It was the most popular playthrough on my channel, and I'll actually link that playthrough at the end of this video. But the reason that I'm making this video is because I noticed that a lot of people, so many years later, San Andreas this October will actually be 17 years old. So, 17 years later, almost, there's still so many people that are actually arguing on what exactly happened to CJ's mom. There's a lot of people that don't seem to understand who killed CJ's mom and why. This video will be explaining who the killer is and the motive behind CJ's mom's murder. Now, CJ's mom's murder is one of the most important things in the storyline because it triggers the entire storyline. That's the whole reason that Carl actually comes back to Los Santos after 5 years. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I'll be explaining what happened and who the killers are and why. So in the very first mission of San Andreas, we see Carl at the airport in Liberty City, and then he arrives at the airport in Los Santos. The reason that Carl has come back to Los Santos after so many years is because his mother, Beverly Johnson, was recently murdered in a drive-by attack. Now, Carl at first was probably thinking on returning to Liberty City, but he decides to stay in order to help out his brother Sweet Johnson and his sister Kendall Johnson. And Carl actually tells Sweet that he's thinking about staying early on in the very first mission. Take a listen to this.
East Coast got you all thinned out, home.
I got with them motherfuckers, though. Showed them niggas who's gangster. Ryder, nigga. So when you leaving, Carl?
I ain't sure. Thought I might stay. Things is fucked up.
Well, the last thing we need is your help.
Ah, man, I won't let you down. I swear.
Hey, we gonna call some hood rats and chill the hell out. You want some?
I got a whole lot going on. I'm tired. I'll catch y'all later. Hey, yo, just drop in. We all hanging out.
Gia, and get yourself some colors, fool. And a haircut. It's embarrassing to be seen with you.
Now, it's important to understand exactly why Carl left Los Santos. Carl left Los Santos in 1987. The reason that he left Los Santos was because his younger brother Brian Johnson had actually died, and Sweet blamed him for it. Now, we don't know exactly how Carl felt at the time, but Carl left basically to get away from everything in Los Santos. He didn't want anything to do with Los Santos anymore. He didn't want anything to do with Grove Street. He just wanted to get away from it all and to start a new life in Liberty City. Now, about Brian Johnson's death, we don't know exactly how he died. It's never been revealed. And if there was a San Andreas stories, this possibly would have been revealed. But Brian Johnson, he most likely died in some kind of gang attack, and it was most likely the Ballas that did it. The only thing that's known about it is that Carl was with him at the time of his death. So Carl was with him. Sweet blamed Carl for Brian's death. And in the very final mission, right in end of the line, right before Carl actually goes into Big Smoke's crack palace, he actually has this conversation with Sweet in which Carl actually accepts responsibility and accepts that he was actually the reason that Brian died.
Look, I know you down for this, but I gotta go in there alone.
What?
Smoke played me. Tenpenny played me.
They played us all.
Yeah, but you're right. I was a buster when my family needed me the most. Hey, I let Brian die, man. This one for him. For Moms. And for you, bro.
For Grove Street, baby.
Yeah, for the Grove, baby.
Hey, if you need me, you know I'll be.
For sure. You always been there for me, man.
So now for CJ's mom's murder, who did it exactly? Who is the killer and why? Let's first listen to what Big Smoke here tells CJ in the first mission about his mom's murder. See, Big Smoke actually promises to CJ that he'll actually catch his mother's killer.
Hey, baby, you okay, man?
Nah, man. It's my mom's, homie.
Hey, I don't know why this had to happen, But I promise you, I'm gonna find out who killed your moms. The streets is cold, dog. Like it says in the book, we are blessed and cursed.
What fucking book?
Same things make us laugh, make us cry. But right now, we gotta take care of our business. Go see your brother at the cemetery. Come on, let's bounce.
Now, a really popular theory that people have that's false is a lot of people seem to think that it's Big Smoke and Ryder. They think that Big Smoke and Ryder were the ones who actually killed CJ's mom. And I remember right when San Andreas came out, a lot of people were thinking this, and a lot of people still think this to this day, that Big Smoke and Ryder were the ones who killed CJ's mom. The reason that people think this way is because Big Smoke and Ryder betrayed CJ. Caesar actually shows this to Carl in the Green Saber mission, that infamous cutscene in which Carl sees that Big Smoke and Ryder have sold him, Grove Street, and Sweet out the Crash, the corrupt police force that Tenpenny runs. Let's look at that cutscene here really quick.
So you dragged me way across town to see what?
Just in time, ese. Take a good hard look over there.
So, some ballers hanging around a dope spot. So what?
Just watch, homie.
What the fuck? Oh, no. Shit, Smoke, what you into?
Shh, that's it. Look at that ride.
That's the motherfucking Green Saber. Shit, Smoke? Crash making you sell us out? Moms!
Sorry, ese. I heard a rumor and poked around. I didn't believe it myself, but...
Nah, you did the right thing. I owe you, C's. I gotta go tell Sweet about... Oh, fuck! Sweet! Look, go get Kendall and take her to a safe place.
What you thinking?
It's Sweet. I think him and the homies is walking into a trap. Just go. Go!
The reason the Green Saber is such an important vehicle is because that's the vehicle that the shooters drove. There was a driver and then a shooter in the car. They drove down Grove Street, did a drive-by, and killed CJ's mom in the process. Now, like I was saying, Big Smoke and Ryder are not the ones inside this car. A lot of people think that it was Big Smoke and Ryder in this car. Other people think that it was Tenpenny and Pulaski that were in the car. It wasn't Tenpenny and Pulaski either, because Tenpenny's that type of person that manipulates other people to do things for him. He orders people to do things for him, but he's never the one to actually get his hands dirty. Tenpenny is the one who ordered the hit. He ordered the hit that killed CJ's mom. He's the one who plotted the whole thing, but he's not the person in the vehicle. So who's the person in the vehicle? To figure that out, we have to look at the introduction right here. In the introduction, we see this scene where Tenpenny talks about a fat guy agreeing with what he has to say, and that is most likely Big Smoke. And then, on top of that, we see these guys in the alley. The ballers in the alley, these three guys, are the ones who actually committed the killing.
I knew that fat fuck would see it our way.
Yeah, always do once they understand the choices we're offering. Say, Frank, what the hell are we gonna do about this Hernandez coming on board with us?
Exactly the same thing as last time. He's either gonna play our way or he's gonna have a problem like that oversized asshole back there. Look, I ain't worried about that, Pulaski. Pendlebury's more of a concern. If he does what he's threatening, then shit's about to get real interesting.
Yeah. Hey, Frank, how about passing me a smoke?
Hey, let me hit some of that, homie.
For sure, homie.
Man, what's this cess bullshit? Man, you ain't got nothing real to smoke?
Hey, that ain't cess, homie. That's that hydro.
Man, whatever.
Man, you sure about this thing?
Man, I'm telling you, dude. Grove Street's going to shit, man. They done.
But we copping off one of they OGs, man. You sure this is cool? Or this some kind of trap?
He cool, man. And if anyone tries shit, we blast them.
For sure.
Man, Grove Street ain't even no real gang no more, homie. They perpetrators. Now they even know. Shit changes. And this shit changes everybody, man. Even OGs want a slice of this.
and loyal customers.
Guess you right. That shit changes everything, don't it?
For sure. Let's bounce, homie.
So there you have it. It was those three ballas that had committed the murder. They killed CJ's mom. Now, there's one thing that doesn't make a lot of sense here. What is the motive? Why would Tenpenny order these three ballas to kill CJ's mom? It's because CJ's mom wasn't the target. Well, then who was the target? CJ's mom was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The real target was actually Sweet in this. And what is the motive? Why would they want Sweet then? Here's the motive right here. You can actually see it in the introduction. Listen to what Big Smoke says to Sweet here.
Hey, fool, we losing the streets, man.
Nah, we just standing by our principles, homie.
But our principles are making us bitches, man. Everyday ballers get stronger, and you and I get weaker. You and I get poorer, man.
Man, that shit'll blow over.
Oh,
it
whatever,
always
man.
does.
Man, this ain't a fucking playground craze, man. This is the biggest money-making opportunity that guys like us will ever see.
I got all the shit I need. Man, I thought we was in this for the hood. Not destroying the family, man. It's Grove Street, nigga.
Talking to holding
Roll
families
the dice.
together. You heard from CJ lately?
That's the motive right there. It's because Sweet is a very old school kind of guy. Sweet is against any kind of drugs. And you also have to remember that this is 1992. In this time period, crack became a major issue. Major issue. Now, crack is still an issue today, but back in the 90s, it was much worse. And crack, the gangs, they saw this as a way of getting rich really fast. Because this was going to spread around everywhere. There was a lot of people that started using crack, people were getting addicted to it, and the gangs wanted to profit in on that. They wanted to get in on that. Sweet was completely against that because he saw that as destroying the hood, which it would. It would destroy the hood. It would destroy everything. So Sweet was in the way of this. And as for the Los Aztecas, the gang that Caesar runs, we don't know their position on drugs, but judging by the fact that Caesar really hates drug dealers and tells Carl that he's going to go back to Los Santos and starts killing drug dealers, we can only assume that they have the exact position as Grove Street. But anyways, back to Sweet. So Tenpenny wanted Sweet dead because he wanted Big Smoke to basically take the remnants of Grove Street. Big Smoke would take over. Big Smoke was second in command. With Sweet dead, Sweet out of the picture, Big Smoke will be able to take control of Grove Street and then get Grove Street into the crack cocaine business. And then he will be able to work with the Ballas and the Vagos. The Ballas and the Vagos have no problem with dealing with drugs. And this is why the Ballas especially, the Ballas are pure evil. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say that Grove Street are good people, but I wouldn't say that they're evil people because Grove Street, at least they have some principles like Sweet says. They're against drugs. They have a very strong policy, no drugs whatsoever, it destroys the hood. The Ballas, on the other hand, they don't care if it destroys the hood, they don't care if it destroys the neighborhood. All the Ballas care about is making money. So that's why I personally see the Ballas as pure evil, and I don't see Grove Street as evil. But what's Tenpenny's goal in this? Why would Tenpenny want Big Smoke to start this crack empire? It's so that Tenpenny and Pulaski can extort Big Smoke. With Big Smoke making all this money from crack, they could easily take bribes from Big Smoke, so they would make a ton of money from Big Smoke, constantly extorting him. And in Tenpenny's twisted mind, the way that he sees this, Tenpenny is also based on Crash, a real-life Crash unit, which was actually a very corrupt LAPD unit in the 1990s. That unit had actually extorted gang members. They would constantly extort gang members. They would steal money from gang members. Well, the money the gang members made was pretty much illegal anyways, but the point that I'm making is that they would take advantage of the situation with the gangs to be able to financially benefit from it. And that's the way that Tenpenny sees it. In his twisted mind, he basically sees it, oh, well, you know, if we're profiting from the gangs, we're ripping off the gangs, we're making money from them, that's not bad because the gangs are bad themselves. That's the way that Tenpenny sees it. And with it, he sees the remnants of Grove Street are getting wiped out, the Los Aztecas are getting wiped out, so technically, that is a good thing. Tenpenny is corrupted by this power, so he's a really bad person. In his mind, if he's ripping off the gang members and he's making a ton of money from them, then somehow he's hurting them and he's helping to clean up the streets. No. But that's just the twisted way that Tenpenny personally sees it. Now, about Big Smoke and Ryder, what was their role exactly? Big Smoke and Ryder were fully aware of this murder. They did not commit the killing themselves. They didn't plan the killing, but they knew that it was going to happen. They knew the murder was going to happen, and not only did they know the murder was going to happen, they were totally fine with it, and they wanted it to happen. Now, I know a lot of people in the comments have said that Ryder wasn't meant to betray CJ because the actor left halfway through. We don't know what Ryder's final role would have been if the actor stayed until the end, but I'm going to base this on the final product that we got in San Andreas, which is with Ryder betraying CJ. So Ryder and Big Smoke are both traitors. And I see a lot of people, saying, oh, well, Big Smoke had no choice. He was threatened by Tenpenny. This is kind of half true in my opinion. Because take a listen to this. Listen to what Big Smoke says to Ryder in the introduction.
The way I see it, man, I need to be in charge of my destiny, homie.
This way you will be, homie. This is all about destiny. You know I got your back, right, homie?
Cool. How my shit look, fool?
Yeah, it's cool. Now, the way I see it is that we don't have a choice. Ain't nothing to feel bad about. You put a gun to a brother's head, brother's gonna do what he's told, no matter if he's a fool or a wise man. You don't want a bullet in the brain, but if you can make it work and make some Benjamins while you at it, then that's cool.
It's gonna take more than a bullet in the head to stop me.
I don't doubt that, homie.
So there you have it. Big Smoke says we got no choice. We got a gun to our head, and it's fine if we're making Benjamins while we're at it. Benjamins, he means $100 bills, so it means we're making a lot of money from this. What Big Smoke is basically saying is, we got no choice, this is going to happen either way, so we might as well get our friends killed and make a ton of money while we're at it. Now, I don't sympathize with Big Smoke at all. I consider Big Smoke a major traitor, and I consider him an opportunist. Just take a listen to what he says at the end of the game. Because a lot of people say, oh, well, Big Smoke was forced to do this by Tenpenny. He had no choice. Was Big Smoke forced to pull that shotgun on Carl at the end of the game when Carl tried to reason with him? Was he forced to do that? And listen to what Big Smoke says also, right before he dies. Carl tries to reason with him and ask him why he doesn't.
Hey, Smoke, what made you flip out like that, man? Was it the drugs or what?
I got caught up in the money, the power. I don't give a shit. Oh, fuck, man.
Why you just didn't quit, man? We was like family, homie.
I had no choice. I had to do it. I just see the opportunity. Oh, when I'm gone, everyone gonna remember my name. Big Smoke.
Damn, man.
Not once does Big Smoke say, I was forced to do it. He says, I had no choice, but he says, I see the opportunity, and I had to. That he got caught up with the money and the power, and then he says at the end that he doesn't care, and all he cares about is his name being remembered. That's all he cares about. Big Smoke is an opportunist. He's all in it for himself, just like Kendall says.
You know what's up with Smoke. He always saw things a little different than us.
Smoke? Smoke was always on his own, always out for self.
That is the surest path to hell, man. Well, without our 15 microdots and an ounce of mescaline.
Let's go get something to eat.
Sounds good to me.
And as for this idea that Big Smoke had no choice, I just don't agree with it personally. There's always a choice. Big Smoke could have told Sweet, hey, Tenpenny is plotting with the Ballas to take you out. They want to create this big crack empire, but he didn't. Instead, he saw the benefits of getting rich from that. He saw that he could get all this money and all this power from running this crack empire, so he decided to betray everyone that he ever grew up with. That's a betrayal. And think about it this way. Caesar, when CJ first met him, CJ was kind of suspicious of Caesar, but Caesar turned out to be one of the best friends that CJ has ever had. He's a 10 times better friend than Big Smoke ever was, and you can see a perfect example of this the other way. I think that this might have been possibly inspired somewhat by The Godfather Part 1, because even though, that's a mafia movie, there is a similar premise in that, where in the movie, Sollozzo, he's a drug dealer. He enlisted the aid of the Tattaglia family, who was perfectly fine with him smuggling drugs. They were in on it. Now, he needed the support of Don Corleone to form this big drug empire, and he wanted Don Corleone to provide this security with the politicians and the officials that he has bribed. Now, Don Corleone rejected this because he's kind of an old school guy. He doesn't agree with that, and he also sees drugs as just causing a major issue. His son, on the other hand, Sonny, was perfectly fine with selling drugs to make a lot of money. But the thing is, though, is Sollozzo plotted to have Vito Corleone killed so that Sonny could take over, and then Sonny would deal with drugs with him. However, though, Sonny, even though he agreed with the idea of selling drugs in the first place, he's more loyal to his dad. Even though he might have had a disagreement with his dad, he's more loyal to him in the end. And Sonny instead wanted Sollozzo dead for what he did to his dad. So it had the opposite effect of what Sollozzo had wanted. So you see right there, even though Sonny disagreed, he was loyal to his dad in the end. This is completely different, where Big Smoke, on the other hand, everyone that he grew up with, he just screwed them over because he saw the opportunity to get rich from crack. In the end, Carl made everyone pay who was involved with his mother's death. He killed Ryder in San Fierro after he met up with the Ballas. Ryder tried to escape. Carl chased him down and killed him. Carl had killed Pulaski in the desert after Tenpenny ordered Pulaski to kill Carl. Carl had enough of being blackmailed by them, chased Pulaski down, and killed him. Carl also killed Big Smoke in his crack palace at the end of the game, shooting him to death. And then Carl killed Tenpenny in the very final part of the game. Tenpenny was trying to escape from Carl and Sweet, crashed his fire truck, died in a car crash. But what about the 3 Ballas? The 3 Ballas that actually drove the Green Saber down the street and had actually killed CJ's mom. What happened to them? Well, these Ballas are a unique model. We don't see these Ballas throughout the rest of the story. They're unique type that we don't see. And there's a reason for that. But I'll tell you, they are there in the story. Now, if we take a look at the cutscene, when the Green Saber actually goes down the street, we can actually see that the Ballas that are inside the Green Saber are generic NPC Ballas. These are the same Ballas that you just see on the streets of Los Santos. They just spawn around the streets. But, despite these being generic NPC Ballas, these are meant to represent the same Ballas that we see in that cutscene. These are these guys. So with that, Carl has killed them. I'm pretty confident in that. These 3 Ballas are dead. They're dead. The only question is, when did they die? Because throughout the whole story, Carl kills so many Ballas. And in the end, Carl brings down Big Smoke's crack empire. He brings down Big Smoke's crack empire. The Ballas lose their main source of money. And Grove Street pretty much takes over all of their territory, wiping them out. So with all of that, all the Ballas that died in the storyline, I'm pretty confident in saying that these 3 Ballas died. And if we take a look at the design of these Ballas, we see the design in the cutscene, and then we see the generic NPC Ballas that we see on the streets of Los Santos. They're wearing very similar clothing. They're wearing one's wearing that kind of black jacket, like the one of the killers. Another one, white shirt, purple bandana. But here you have a white shirt, and another one wearing purple jacket, generic NPC Ballas wearing purple jacket. I think the reason we don't see the unique Ballas in that car is because I think that Rockstars didn't have enough time to program them in, so they thought it was probably easier to put the generic Balla NPCs in that car. But either way, the NPCs in that car in the Green Saber that killed CJ's mom are these 3 guys, and I'm very confident in saying they're dead. They paid for it. They died somewhere in the story. The only question is when. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this lore video. If you did, please drop a like. Let me know what you think down below. I had a lot of fun making this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.